Hi, Scott Orland with CINEMA-Magazin. The new film is called Trolls World Tour, and two of the people responsible, Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake. Music is such a basic element of this story and how important it is, and I want to take you back. Do you remember the first record you ever bought, the first music that kind of like soothed your soul?
I have a really embarrassing one.
Really?
And no, but it's actually embarrassing. Like, obviously, like, there's no such thing as guilty pleasure music. You can enjoy whatever music you like. I bought a great singer, great album, a Janet Jackson CD because my friend told me that if you bought it, in the liner notes, there was like a naked girl and a naked guy. And I was like, what? I could buy that? And that's why I bought it, straight up.
I feel like you should have kept that story to yourself.
Look, we're all young ones. We're all curious ones.
I can tell you that
It was pre-internet. It was a different time.
It's fine. Look at what you've done. I can tell you one that was monumental for me when I was really young was Queen, A Night at the Opera. That was a vinyl that my father had at his house, and that I love the way the cover artwork looks, so I was just curious, quite like you.
Yeah.
And curious about
In my
cover
own way.
artwork. And when I put it on, it just blew my mind. So that changed. That literally was like Queen, A Night at the Opera's equivalent to like The Matrix, where you just can't go back after you're in it.
What I love about animated films is it allows us to kind of tackle subject matters that maybe in live action we'd be a little inhibited to absorb, but the lessons learned. And here, communication, diversity, just listening to somebody else, what they may have to say, and actually having the courage to say something. Talk a little bit about how important those themes are to young kids or anybody watching.
Yeah. I think there's a danger at any point in your life to feel like you have things figured out, you have things under control, and that you don't have to keep listening and learning. And, as you say, like, somehow animation does let you internalize things that might be harder to digest in a live action film. And, Rachel Bloom, who plays Queen Barb, we were talking yesterday, and just talking about the movie, like, got us talking in between interviews, talking about like the people in our lives that we've haven't listened to, or times that we didn't get listened to, and that like just communication would solve so many problems. And there are people that you have these kind of grudges against, and if you could just come together and apologize, like, it would probably be fine. And we're two grown women, she's having a baby, and you're still like learning about yourself and learning about other people, and there's never going to be a time where you don't have to do that anymore. So just being open to learning and listening from the people in your life, or different cultures, different experiences, is really important.
The title is World Tour, and you've actually been on numerous world tours, but I want to take you back to the very first one, which, since this is for Germany, you went to Germany. What do you remember about that German experience? Because you were just a teenager at the time. What was it about? I mean, obviously you're probably excited to be there, musically speaking, but what do you remember about the culture?
I remember being incredibly excited to be in a new place and, learning about something new. And I also remember that it's challenging to get 5 male humans into a van. We didn't have the funds for a tour bus back then, so.
What were you in, like a 15 pass?
No.
Or like a minivan?
We were in like a minivan.
Oh.
Yeah. When we first started touring and playing festivals, we didn't have no money, so we were crammed in to a small van.
Did you speak the language, though? I mean, did they understand you?
As you probably know, everyone else speaks English as well as their native language, because they're all smarter and learn it from a very young age. But I remember learning a little bit of German along the way. But I think the thing that getting to tour that part of Eastern Europe and different parts of Europe at that time was I was still in high school, which seems crazy. But I felt like I was the thing that I remember the most was I was able to put a real place with something I had learned in world history in school, and that became incredibly exciting for me. And I felt like I started, figuratively putting these, where you'd put like a tack on a map, and getting to have that experience. So I felt, other than having to be crammed in a small van next to Joey Fatone, I felt very lucky to be on that path.
Well, we're lucky to be able to share this experience, Anna.
I love you, Joey.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Movies, Trolls, World Tour. This is Scott Orland. Till next time.